It's recording. Welcome to Friday Tribe Fiesta. Good to see you, everyone. And as I was saying, since it's a full moon, I'd like to start with something very special. As in old ancient times, when we didn't have iPads and calendars and to-do lists and all of that, the ancient tribers were using the stars, the moon, the sun for anything really, planning wise, for crops, for events. And nowadays, many people say millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do, for a reason, because that's an alignment with the planetary system and everything around us. So it's good to probably, if you haven't done so, start to pay attention a little bit, not really get so much into astrology to where you go on the rabbit trail. But hi, Mark. But using these things for launches, products, and services, anything business related, for me, it personally, it has worked very well to align with the moon cycles and the sun cycles and the seasons, and not just for me, but also for other people around me that have implemented that. And with that said, it's a very powerful time to set an intention for the upcoming moon cycle and let go of what no longer serves you and invite, welcome, allow what you want more of. And I will share, for me, I'm letting go of all the noise and focusing on the signal. As many oftentimes, and like our Zor from the tribe teaches us in his meditations, fear is just that thing that is the noise, you know. But once you clear the noise, you can see the signal and act upon it in alignment. And there's many different things that you could really make it materializing in terms of what you want to let go of. Like we did the practice with writing it down on a piece of paper and burning it, and your intention is to just let it go. Anyway, without going too much woo-woo, I have my crystal singing bowl, and it's in 432 hertz healing frequency. But first, I need to go to the settings and adjust the sound. Noise cancellation. Okay, so that's off and good. Okay, so this should be good. We'll see. And I'm still using my headphones microphone. We'll see on the recording later on how it is, but I'm setting up my professional microphones this weekend. It's happening because my studio is being in boxes way too long. But this crystal bowl is made out of rose quartz, and it has 432 hertz tuning. But then when you play it, it encompasses a lot more frequencies than just the 432 hertz, but 432 hertz is the base frequency. So I tuned my piano on according to it, and planning to do my other instruments that are tunable, like my harp. So I would like to play it for you, and maybe close your eyes, deep breaths, and focus on what you want to allow and welcome and invite into your life for the next moon cycle. How is everyone?
That was powerful.
Thank you.
But
As I said, I'm not sure how the sound went through the speaker from the microphone of this, but this weekend I'm setting up my professional mics and it's happening. And I also have a lot more instruments and bowls and things like that that I didn't use today because this one spoke to me. And when something is telling me something, I listen.
mm, it was very powerful. I don't know what it was supposed to sound like, but it reached me at least. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I'm also helping someone setting up his professional recording equipment for his YouTube channel. That he's doing meditations, and it will be lots of testing this weekend, and another incentive for me to get my studio out of boxes and on its places.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, the singing bowls sounded really good. Do you know what hertz they are?
Yes. So this one is in 432 hertz.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
I, I use um I use singing bowls as well, so I really enjoyed actually receiving it instead of giving it out. Although as you play them, you receive as well, but it's nice to listen to as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you. I agree. It's a different. It's very different feeling when you receive them. Kind of like when you go to a class. I taught yoga for many years, and I love to go to a yoga class and be the student and be taught what to do, and just relax and not observe everybody and correct and all that 9 yards. And with the sound healing, I've noticed the same thing. I just love to lay down and listen to the bowls and gongs and all kinds of percussion around me, especially if the room has, well, outside is the best. But when it's in a room, when it's on a wooden floor, it vibrates really well, and it just goes right through you. The sound is so good, very aligning.
Hey, Ro, hey,
Hi.
everybody, peace. Have you heard of these new technologies called the musical mushrooms? They're like little devices you put in the bottom of the singing bowl, and then instead of playing it with the stick, you just hold your hand over it, and this technology like vibrates the bowl, and you can adjust like the pitch and everything, and it's so amazing because you can just put your hand over the bowl and have it play, and then you can lie down and receive the sound healing as well. It's,
Wow. No, I never heard of that. That's so cool. I will look it up right after the call for sure.
yeah, I think they're called musical mushrooms. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. I will look it up. I thought at first when you were saying musical mushrooms, you're talking about there's these kind of like diodes that are hooked up to a mushroom, and then it shows with color the, I guess, thought process, something going on with the mushroom. And but it's not that. I just seen it on social media. I remember like a few years back, maybe. I thought that's what you were referring to, but I would definitely look that up. Thank you so much. And I loved your share about how you're building the pyramids. I mean, we had this in conversations before, but actually to see it, what you're building, is so amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's something that I've been, discovering and exploring for many, many years. And when I finally got the opportunity to go to Hawaii and build this like massive 32-foot pyramid, it like really changed everything. And I'm excited because I'm going to be hosting a retreat immersion there in Hawaii. later on in August
Which island?
on the Big Island.
Ah, cool. I love the Big Island. Nice.
Where
And
island you going?
It's in Hana, the town of Pahoa, a community called Soul Temple.
Yeah, it's a nice place. It's great. I lived
so,
out there for a while, so it's good.
how is the inside looking of the pyramid? Because I saw it pre-construction. I mean, like, wow, it was constructed already, but it wasn't finished per se. With all the details on the outside and inside.
Yeah, so when I left, it was the interior walls and things weren't complete yet. There was still more construction happening. So I haven't seen it, the updated version yet, but I need to get. I'll ask him to send me pictures, and we'll see what the inside looks like. But I'm excited to see where it develops into.
Yeah, so you're putting walls actually. It won't be like an open air thing, but it will have walls where you can get inside and
Yeah, so it's got a roofing. You may have seen just the wooden structure, like the
yeah.
framework. So the framework was just kind of like the skeleton for it, and it was built with like individual triangles that were all pieced together, piece by piece. And so that now has a exterior roof on it, and also interior walls.
Hi, Opie.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Good. Good to see you.
Yeah. How's
Yeah,
everyone?
I love this anchor. I think that might be even the same guy that I forgot the name you mentioned, but I have it copied into my notes because I'm looking into this to build a huge center. With first I was looking at the domes, right, and then I started looking at pyramids as well. And when I went to the website you sent me, it was like domes, and I was like, I wonder if it's the same guy because the construction is made out of these triangle pieces everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. So he does domes, zones, which are like kind of the funky shaped. The domes are just kind of like a half circle, and then the zone is like kind of got this pointy, funky shape. And then the pyramid that we built was his very first pyramid design. So he has floor plans for that. And that's what I was mentioning is that you can just buy the floor plans for it. You don't have to have him build it, but you can you can just buy the design and build it yourself basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I have experience building this pyramid, so I can do it again.
Yeah, it reminds me of so when I was on the Big Island, I was hired to play a festival, and I went a week before the festival, and I stayed a week later so I can explore because it was my first time in Hawaii, and I have heard so much about Hawaii, and people have their weddings there, and it's so pretty when you look at pictures. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go earlier and check out the whole Big Island. And it was ambitiously, I was thinking I'm going to check out more islands, but then when I when I actually saw how big it was, there was absolutely no time for other islands because that Big Island is pretty big and it has like all four seasons and climates on it. There's like deserts and mountains and beaches and rainforests and jungles and everything within it, and some places even snows, believe it or not. Anyways, and I met this one guy because I stayed in an Airbnb coffee plantation, and I learned so much about coffee and how it's made, and good and bad things also. Like the crap we have from Starbucks here is so bad; it's like the lowest quality. But definitely have a new appreciation of coffee and how it's grown and all that from just staying on the plantation. And then there was this one guy I met. He was building some structure, and it looked like a pyramid, but at the time it was very like in the beginning stages, and it was on the property. And I went to talk to him, of course, because like, what are you building? And it was interesting. And he just does that for a living all his life, and he was an older dude, and he moved to Hawaii and just built this kind of stuff. And Hawaiian Sanctuary was the place where he was building in. Yeah. And they have like yoga, ecstatic dance, different retreats, and you can get a cabin there and to stay. It's kind of like undeveloped area of the island, so it's pretty wild. Like at night, there's no. First of all, there's no cell phone coverage on most places, so forget about GPS. And there's no like traffic lights, so it's dark and no GPS working. And I went to this rave. I found my way there, but it was pretty hard because my GPS stopped working and there was no traffic lights. So you can't see the road. You don't know if you're getting lost. It was a trip. But anyways, and this guy was doing that all his life. So he was explaining to me that what he's building, that structure, is going to be a bar, like an outdoor bar. And it kind of looks like a pyramid, but they will keep it open. Like yours is closed, but that one, they will keep like open from all places. It would just have the structure looking like a pyramid. With like the plant thing on the top, I don't know the name. That's kind of like a roof, tiki or whatever it's called. That would be on the top just to protect from the rain.
That's called a cupola, I think.
Yeah.
Cupola.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So I'm setting up my studio this weekend, as I said. And what is everyone doing? Anyone needs any help with anything? How are your communities? Whoever has a community.
I had something weird happen to my camera. Like when I did my share and I said that the frequency reached me, the whole screen started to vibrate like that.
Wow.
And it didn't stop. So I had to like jump off. Now I'm on my phone and I still see some of those. Oh no, now I see oops is looks like it's vibrating, but I think it's a fan. But yeah, that was weird. It was a funny
Oh.
thing that happened. Yeah. It's like
Interesting.
my device picked up the frequency and it went like, wow.
Oh, that's really interesting share. Yeah, hopefully we'll have more of these singing bowls soon. Not hopefully, but I know we will because they're out of the boxes. I play them. It's just not in this room. They're in where the studio is going to be. So I'm just going to move everything, the computer and all of the screens and everything with me there.
So do you have one singing bowl, or do you have them for all the chakras, or?
Yeah, I have a shit ton.
Oh, really? Cool. Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Well, it's like you can never have enough instruments, and I consider both as instruments. They're both instruments and healing devices. But I play them as instruments mostly, just childlike fun. And they're doing their magic. I've done quite a few sound healings on our events with the static dance later after the sound healing. And sometimes, because I have only two hands, okay? So sometimes I select several people from that came to the sound healing, and I give them instrument to play. And, not something complicated, but something that they could have fun immediately with, like a singing bowl, for example, or a rain stick, or just, one of the hand percussion, some kind of drum, or even like the little wind chimes things, all kinds of wind chimes that I don't even know what their names are to name them. And yeah, it's just very nice when it's a bunch of people playing that. And I recently brought a few of my instruments that are easier to play to our mastermind in LA IRL. Because these masterminds are usually, sometimes we have presentations, but it's usually just like really business only and just sitting a lot on your butt. And I was like, okay, let's add some movement to that. So we moved the mastermind into the school bus because Goose is building it. And right now the whole thing is full of fiberglass. But before that, it was just empty because we ripped off the entire interior. And it was just empty space. And we put a bunch of pillows and mattresses on the around the surrounding on the corners, and so we can sit and have the mastermind there. And we had it there, and I brought my instruments with me. And the criteria for selecting them, I need to be able to teach someone play that thing in less than a minute. And that's something I want to bring more to our events. Merging music with business. That's not just music or just business. So there is something for everyone.
Yeah, so you were asking how you can help, and there was one of the posts that you were posting about monetization. I think it's by helping people to monetize, whether it's in a group. And I was kind of curious, how are you, or how are you wanting to do that for whoever it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I opened the spots for 5 people, and I have 3 people in. And after 5 people, right now, I priced it at $1,111. So it's like 111. And after these 5 people, I will make it to 2,222. It's just because why not? Because I want it. Now, how I'm going to help it, it's through, not necessarily through school, because a lot of people have bundled businesses that they have email lists here, and then school community, and then Instagram with mini chat, and then some with like a physical location. So it's not like a one size fits all. That's why I didn't want to do a cohort with a bunch of people in with general information. Like I can help you here on the call for like certain things, but your specific situation is your specific situation. And so this is more like a one-on-one work where we go really deep of the intentions, how you want to do it, who are you aligning to work with, and then next steps. And it's going to develop from there. But it's not a cohort. So it's not like a group call type of thing, because Goose is doing that, and I know it's going to be very successful. The previous one was good. And also another sort of a mentor of mine that I've been with for a very long time now, Calvin Hollywood, is doing something similar. And what I've noticed with both is that the cohort style, it doesn't go very deep, and people have progress a lot in the beginning, especially if they're beginning stages of, let's say, for the first time you have a community and you're trying to do certain things. There's things that will be developing. But I've noticed that after some time, people start stalling. There's like progress, and then they start stalling and start spinning their wheels how to make it work. So I am very, very down to earth on the subject of you need to be aligned with what you do and with the people that you do it with. So how I will approach that will not be necessarily something that will be one size fits all. Hope that answers your question. And I have
Yeah,
people in the background arguing, and sorry about that.
that's right. Yeah, no, thanks for the information. Yeah. It's always difficult to when you're doing something like that, and you gotta explain, right? So usually something like that, you go through an interview with the person to see if it fits, because the whoever it is got different levels, different situations, and sometimes it's kind of difficult to just accept anyone, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that it's kind of like when you're playing music or teaching music, it's first of all, each person learns differently. Some people are very good at picking up the sound by ear, and they're able to imitate the sound on the instrument or with vocals or whatever. Uh, and then some people are better at reading where it's at and then finding it visually. That's a very good example and analogy of kind of like everybody is so individual that you can't just do one size fits all. And then on the interviewing part, who is interviewing who? The thing is that if somebody is committed enough to pay you a certain amount of money, they will be most likely doing the work, and your job is to make sure they're doing the work and they're doing it correctly. And I can tell you that not always people, when they pay a certain amount of money, they are doing the work, because there's a couple of things that I'll give you as an example. Like, I bought a shit ton of courses in my life, and I went through the whole period of the guilt trip of, oh, I haven't finished this one. Am I buying another one already? That is like, it just makes you feel bad that you're not doing the work, but actually you really need someone to show you and not give you a bunch of videos to watch. And people shouldn't feel bad about not finishing courses. And that's why I don't really like making courses and going through courses. And yes, our classroom is full of stuff and it's probably overwhelming, but I don't really care about it that much, because if somebody wants to be learning, they shouldn't be just going and doing videos, because what if you're doing it wrong? That's another example of, like, I had a membership for many years for yoga, which it was just for fun, and then it turned into business, and then it turns into burden because I didn't like it anymore. Because when I was teaching somebody and they're off camera and I can't see that they're doing it wrong, if they're doing it wrong, there's a big potential for people to get injured, with doing anything really physical. But yeah, some of these poses can. So that has nothing to do with nothing that we were talking, but yet it is, because that's why courses and something group, it's at some point you really need to work with someone to tell you the bigger picture and to hold your hand there. So that's the whole core of what I'm doing. I feel very aligned with it, and with the people that are already in it. And I don't have to have 5 people. I don't have to have even 2. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm moving the needle for people and it makes them happy and makes them money, and that's the core of it. That's why I'm doing it, and I love it. And why I choose monetization as a word, it's not necessarily like what's the most important part, but it seems it's the part that people care the most, and people think that if that happens, then they will be happy. In fact, there's a lot more that goes into monetization. And a good example is people are just trying to get on Discovery, for example. School Discovery, when you get the star. Some gurus are telling you, oh, you want to make money or you want to have the star. Well, how about you do both? And then why is it that you're thinking of Discovery as something that's not connected to money necessarily? And what comes first? Like, for example, a good way would be to monetize your community first, and then worry about the start and the star, not the start, the star and Discovery. Because once you have a good product, then you could and see it working and selling, and bringing value to people and bringing you abundance, then it you want to scale it. Then you look for the star, not the other way around. If you go for the star and you have a shitty product or no product at all, then you are going to run yourself down real fast and spinning your wheels. And I see that way too often. And that's part of the noise that I'm releasing on this full moon when I stated my intentions in the beginning of this call, because there's just so much noise. And people that are close to me, it's just, but at some point, I just need to step back and really help those that want to be helped, There's so much you can do. Like me and Honey were talking about this in your call, Honey, yesterday. I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned that you can't help everybody. You just don't have the bandwidth to help everybody.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, that I remember. That was
That's what I meant. There's just too much noise and too much stuff. But there's the signal, and if you follow the signal, then all the noise will fall apart, and you just stay on your right path. Right path for you.
Yeah.
The signal is what you're talking about is also in your gut feeling, and there are many other ways of interpreting it or calling it. Initially, when I set up my group, it was not my intention to monetize, and it was just to explore. So basically, it's building a community. And as time goes on, because of finances, I was trying to see how I can monetize. Well, that was a bad move because now my intention is different. And so by trying that several times and paying for, like you say, courses or a coach is a failure. So to me, you could call it failure, you could call it a wrong move, but it is a learning experience. So you learn from it, and I learned from it that not everybody that says they can guarantee that you guarantee a success will get you to a point. And end of the day, it's you yourself or whoever is wanting to do that task. They need to decide, and it's hard to decide in the initial part when you take the course, when you take the first step, because you don't know what the future outcome is until you go in, you step in, then you go through, and then you find out this works for me, or a total failure. So that's just my experience.
Yeah, I felt very similarly for many years, because I kept buying courses with amazing, super successful people. And it works for some people. Like they would have back in the day Facebook. I mean, they probably still do, but I'm not doing socials. But they would have a Facebook group with a bunch of wins and successful people, and this worked. And I was sitting and thinking, I need to either rewatch this course that I started, and I would just not continue. I would stall, And then one thing that I learned that helped me shift my perspective towards the guilt of the courses and memberships and all that was that you either get what you want or you receive the lessons you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I invested a lot of money into those lessons.
Me too. Oh my God. Like $1 million house worth of lessons. It's crazy. And there's still, you still learn some stuff. Maybe not what the course is bought for, but quite a bit of stuff just from like other side things within the course or within the calls, if there are calls. Like I find that the live calls, you learn a lot more on the live calls than anything else.
Yeah, nothing is for nothing.
Yeah, that's why, like in Calvin's that you and I are, I don't watch his fucking courses. Like it's just too boring. I fall asleep, and I told him, Calvin, I fall asleep like your voice puts me to sleep, and when it's in English and it's very monotonous, it's just boring. And he's like, oh, that's the worst thing you can say to a coach. And I'm like, it's the truth, you know. And, yeah, yeah, that's another thing. Keep in mind.
One of the things that I've seen and I've experienced myself too is that, you get excited about something or you feel like you want to go in a direction. And so you just like are just like taking all of the stuff in. I see people doing this on business. I see people doing it on spiritual journeys. I see people doing it on their physical journeys. You get a little wind and then all of a sudden you're an evangelist. But after a while, you do all of that. And then after a while, you begin to discern, like, okay, this is actually going to be helpful, like that person or that piece or that thing. And that just comes with experience. I mean, personally, I have to like put my fingers in it to like really understand what the thing is. I can hear it all day long, but I've got to experience it, which sometimes means, you fail. Sometimes it means
Mhm.
you fall down, and getting back up, that's the biggest success.
Yeah, which
Doing it
reminds
over.
me, what you're saying reminds me, like, okay, so James just got into Goose's cohort. Just do the work and show up. It will help you, and you're still in like the beginning stages, but you're going very strong, and you have done quite a few changes within a few days, and I'm super proud of you. But please show up, because I can give you an example with the previous cohort with Goose. So it was $1,000. This one is $4,000. Just for everybody that don't know. So the previous cohort was $1,000, and we had quite a few people that came, and I would say maybe 10 people within the same call, and it started really strong. And a lot of people that from the communities that we see each other everywhere, like how school is like an ecosystem, and people know each other and meet each other in different communities. So you have seen most of the people, except probably some that were like school game winners with diamonds and rockets and all that emojis after. And we had those two in the cohort, and it started really strong. And then less and less people started showing up on those calls, and there's valid reasons for that, like poor scheduling and not enough notice of these. So they were thinking of, I'm going to catch the uh, replay. But if you have things that start stacking, one replay and another replay and another replay and another replay, then it kind of gets dragging your feet to do them. And some of these people were really busy, like just not even have the fire, which means that they don't show up every day. So why I'm saying that is because showing up is really important, because those that showed up made huge progress. And those that stopped showing up, they made some progress in the beginning. In the beginning, when everybody was going strong, it was amazing. And then, because I went to all of the calls, I was just like observing, how just gradually went into like less people, less people, less people. And when you don't do the work, then you feel bad about it that you haven't. Kind of, I'll do it later, but then you haven't, and then it just keeps building. It's just that burden type of thing. So
Well, that's
James,
what I
show up.
was saying before too. Is that I actually have been at this for a very long time, and I've built several businesses, and so I have a lot of old school knowledge, and I see what is actually going to help, and what Goose is doing, and the way he's doing it is something that is obviously very effective. Otherwise, I wouldn't invest my money in it. I
Mhm.
mean, it's a stretch to the money anyway, but
Yeah.
so yeah, I've gotten past that point of just like, I'm gonna take this thing because it looks fun.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
that's the signal part. Like, when something is actually going to be beneficial, but sometimes you have to go through a lot of a lot of shit to get there.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's kind of like a relationship, you have to go through all the bad guys to recognize the good one.
And even then,
Yeah.
We had a thought on this whole topic and hear my approach and maybe even get feedback. So I think it's aligned with Alex Hermosi Goose. So I feel like I'm giving in my free community so much that I'm very close to launching my higher ticket. And I feel that, firstly, because these people have an opportunity to really taste the ice cream, so to speak, before they buy. And when I say I have more, they know what they're going into. Like you said, with Goose. And also, they don't have to sign up for more. They get enough for free. So I don't feel bad to say you have a choice to take it deeper. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I'm happy to hear any feedback.
I think that's great. I mean, that, and it was actually something that made me decide to go ahead and do this. Is something Goose said in a call the other day, was that, you know, people want to consume a lot of, and they love it, and they're just going to go little by little in this little video and that little video, the free stuff. But then there's people that really value their time and their energy, and they want focus. They want the information. They want your presence, And so I think that was a really, like, it's like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, because and that's a good way to do it. Yeah. You have that thing, and the people that align with it and that want it will invest in it. Everyone else is just,
Noise.
Yeah. Everybody means well. I've done a lot of inner work around money, and I think when a person is led by a wounded relationship with money, they're going to lead from that, and they're going to want to sell you even on shit. Excuse my language. So integrity, I think, is a very big piece where a lot of us were burnt by people who were blinded by their own inner, maybe even unconscious stuff, that there was the new fad of internet, and you can get people so easily from around the world. And so I think here in school there's an opportunity to readjust that, and I think that's what's happening to not all, but many of us. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easier to kind of meet people where they're at by seeing them in different communities, interactions, and see who you vibe with and who you're not. And like I said earlier, there's a lot of noise even from friends that I care deeply about, but it's just too noisy because their brains are so noisy that it just like makes me noisy, because kind of like who you hang out with, you become. So there's that, that it's easy to just fall into the cracks and get together with a lot of people like that. That is not necessarily like they're bad for you, but they are creating noise that will be obstructing your energy for creating more good stuff that you could be otherwise creating.
Yeah, a word that I learned from my mentor: it's not right for you. Doesn't mean it's bad for you, but it's not right for you. We each know what's right for us and what not.
Yeah.
Even in that, though, there's a noise, right? Because we have all this conditioning, and to get through that conditioning to the right for us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a practice. It takes a little bit of time. I've
And
seen people just like, I've done it for years. Going
it
this way, do
Me
that.
too.
depends if the right
Yeah.
is a cognitive, and that cannot always be necessarily the truth. But if it feels right from an intuitive knowing, more from a spiritual, intuitive sense to trust, does this feel right now? And to move forward with these inquiries, on constant inquiries. Does this feel right now?
It takes a
Yeah.
while to get to that understanding, I think. You know what I mean? It takes people, it's not something that is just innate, you know? Yeah.
It's a fine tuning, like tuning
Mhm.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something from one of our IRL mayors, and he was in Evergreen Foundation. So we have the Sunday call. His name is Brennan Thompson. He's not here in the tribe, but he said something that it really aligned with me, because that's how I think about it. Just because, like, I have a lot of things on school, it's not necessarily the right for like other people. And I can give specific examples, but he said, uh, you don't want to you don't want to have you don't want to build your business around school. You want to have school to fit in your business. And I was thinking about it because, like, I really love that, and I feel this is a really good approach and rule of thumb, because, like, not everybody is 24/7 on school or whatever. One wants to necessarily do that, spend a lot of time on the screen. And it's important to align of like what you're doing, what you want to be doing with your life on a daily, like how your dream life would like it to be, and your business, and then build from there versus build everything around one platform. Because, like, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow to that platform, or whatever, you'll find another one and you have to move everything, kind of like for the people who will using Kajabi. 10 year of Kajabi user here with a bunch of courses and memberships, and like I never liked the platform, but it was for lack of a better one at the time, and then I already had all content there, so it was really hard to say goodbye, but I did.
I jumped from Kajabi to Heartbeat,
I never
and
tried
then
that.
nothing until I got on school. And so, yeah, it's nice. School is a good condensed. It's really just a wonderful program. But yeah, you got to have
Yeah.
your life outside of it for sure.
Yeah, I like the people in school, and just the community element is so powerful,
Mm.
because you meet amazing people that on other platforms you don't necessarily, because like social media, everything is fake. And then the other course and community, I guess, platforms, they're not that community oriented per se. Like
Right.
Kajabi's community sucks. You don't see anyone socializing there. You can just
Mm.
post stuff. Yeah, but I meet some brilliant people on school. It's amazing. I love the platform and a lot of the people here.
And then what's going on too with the whole mayor, uh, process, and like connecting different communities that way outside, in real life.
Right. You were on the call last night. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was awesome. Yeah. And Mark was there too. I saw you
Mhm.
there, Mark. Yeah, it's really nice. And now it's gonna really expand a lot more, because it's getting to the point where this mayor program became really big, and it just kind of started and flourished real fast within a year. And that's why it's a surprise for a lot of people. Like for Calvin, that was a total surprise until we got him in the community. And we got him in the community yesterday, last night. And then he made a post already, kind of
Mhm.
apologizing a little bit for the documents. That, just anyway, I feel like I'm going into the direction that a lot of people here on the call are not familiar with, the mayor program and all that. But it's really nice, because a lot of the school leadership people now are looking into the mayor program more seriously, as something that is like, okay, it's for real, because they didn't before, because it just popped in so fast and then grew so fast that it was like, yeah, it's a fluke. It's probably going to go away. Nope, we're going stronger than ever, and it's amazing. And I'm about to make a post in Schoolers with 8 new mayors. I already reached out to Sam Owens, talked to him, and to Kirby, and talked to him. So I bypassed all the admins and these people that were going to take it down otherwise, because I knew it was going to go down immediately. So I just went directly to the leadership and got it approved. And it's in my notes, and it's coming out after this call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a thought, Ro, regarding what you said about school versus business. It's a sense, I don't know future, but I think there is potential for school to become the Amazon, like the Amazon marketplace. I think school might become the dominant place and in the direction that it's going, there is a certain beauty in how Sam is building it.
Yes.
Even the fact that he is showing up every week
Yeah.
and involving us, it has a very good foundation, very visionary. All of us are experiencing value, the value of the connection. There's it's a really I don't see what I would compare it to. And like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be afraid to build my business around school.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see it. And that's why I'm here 24/7. I live here, people. I take school with me everywhere. Like literally, I do most of my work on my phone. I take school with me absolutely everywhere where I go in real life. I know that. Um, Even at raves when I play, like next week I'm playing, but I haven't posted it yet. But I'll post it here in the tribe first. If you guys are in LA or you want to fly in, let's go party. It's gonna be fun. It's family friendly too, so you can bring in kids and grandma
Can't wait to hear and see.
and make them dance.
Are you gonna live stream it?
Huh.
You should. I think that would be really cool.
Great idea. I mean, though, but yeah, so okay. So if I do that, first of all, I don't know if you guys watched the recording of the school games I did yesterday, and then I love that they removed all the fucking presentations and they went into Q&A straight up with regular people talking versus like some guru, right? And yeah, Sam said something about that live streaming thing. Okay, so currently, when you use school from your phone and you do like a live streaming, there is absolutely no option. You have limited settings there. Absolutely no option to do noise suppression. And on the computer, which I did before I played for you the singing bowl, there is a noise suppression reduction. You can remove the compressors, so the sound is more pure. It's still not as good as Zoom sound suppression removal feature, but it's better than none, right? On the phone, we don't have this functionality, and I've done quite a few, I guess, feature requests slash complaints about that, and it's nowhere near in the roadmap for Sam. It's not a priority. So, with that said, anything live streamed that is live music from a phone, it's gonna have like really shitty quality. Unless I bring laptop and then I tether from my phone internet to the laptop and have it set up to where like I can turn that thing off and live stream it properly. That's an option, but yeah, we'll see.
Yay.
Would be cool.
Yeah, just bringing laptops at raves. But it's a family-friendly event in the afternoon in the park with the barbecue with like blankets and food and good music, good vibes. I'm gonna post it in the Arrow pages for LA and maybe in Schoolers. We'll see, because like I have this one for the mayors coming out today, and I don't want to post too much in Schoolers at all, like ever. It's just but yeah, that would be so fun. It's next week on Mother's Day. But where was I going with this? Because what you said, honey, about building business around school, I absolutely see it, and that's why I live here. I was saying, it's just I can also see how some people don't not necessarily want to be in front of screens all the time, so they build their business different. And school is an extension of the business. It's not necessarily like a
Yeah.
song, but I absolutely see it very big. The platform is growing really strong, and we're doing all the right things in terms of listening to people
Yeah.
what they want as new features and things and improvements. And even that spam risk, it was pretty shitty when it first launched. Like in Goosify, we had a bunch of coming in, and we have in the tribe, if you want to share screen, I have like 200 uh,
Spam.
spam high risk people. And I just like let them sit there. But the in Goosify, they were coming in really fast, like in the thousands. And when they first launched this feature, it was really shady because even some people that are current members, because it tells you for like the new incoming people whether they're high risk, so you don't approve them. But it also tells you if somebody with high risk is already there and is commenting something, and that comment is marked by the automod or whatever, saying a high risk comment or whatever. So some of our current members were constantly getting tagged with that high risk spam. Even our one of our dev teams people was because of where he lives. So he was also getting tagged every time, Patrick. And we had to reach to Sam to remove Patrick from high spam risk. And then the other one was Kumni. He's in the tribe. He's also in Goosify. Kumni has been in school for 3 years, and he didn't even have a community until like a few months ago, and he's pretty successful now. But he didn't have a community, but he's been in school for like 3 years and always showing up with fire and everything. And then always marked as spam, big high risk spam, until we reached out about him to unmark him as well. So you can do that. But I noticed that recently this has been improved a lot. And I've tested it with letting some people in. And then I'm kind of like, sorry, I did. But I wanted to test it, okay? So I tested it both in the tribe and in Goosify, and it's spot on. It's so good right now. So even without Sam Alvin saying he's improving something, he is improving a lot behind the scenes, like that thing. Because I was the first one to complain in schoolers, oh, it sucks because I have to vet the people manually now because it just marks so many. And then a lot of those so many were not. And I know they were not high risk, but they were marked anyway. So every time they comment, the mods have to go and remove that tag. So anyway, and yeah, just 2 days ago, I tested it again, and it really is solid. It's so good. So I would not accept anyone that's high spam right now in the moment. It's really spot on. It's really good. Because even if somebody's pretending not to be, like they have done something, because it doesn't just mark people by location now, but by also what they have done. Like the algorithm is so good that it's able to track what they post in school, whether they post the same thing, copy and paste. That's why I was saying earlier, like a few months ago here in these calls, try not to copy and paste the same thing because it was announced in school news that they're going to work on that, but like I guess it's in place now. Not to copy and paste within the same post in different communities, changes them a little bit. But then also, it's not good for your followers, because think about the people that follow you. Like me, for example, I unfollowed quite a few people because they're fucking annoying with the same post in different communities.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not respectful, you know?
Also, Ro, when I get like a flag, I look at their contributions and I can see in other groups they say, I have this special thing, here's my WhatsApp number. So I can right away see, you can see in their profile,
Yeah.
like you can really do a little bit of a check yourself.
Yeah. I mean, that works, and it's a good strategy, but also a lot of these spammers, they would post something or a shit ton, and then they would delete all of their comments, but they will get the activity on so they can level up in that community. So they can unlock something, either chat or whatever it's locked with level 2 or level 3 or whatever. So I see that a lot with where like they go in, they comment a bunch of stuff and then delete things. In that case, you won't be able to see it under their profile.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the platform is getting so much better. Oh my God, I have to go. I have to go.
I love
Thank you
you.
so much for coming.
Yeah, we gotta go too.
I
Good to
love
see
you.
you. Have a
Good to
great day. Bye.
Good to
have a
see
good
you.
one. Bye.